Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Sit properly. Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Oh, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Sit properly. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Govinda, Jai Om Vishnu Padma Mahamsa Parivara Jagacharya. Hey Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Shiva. Hare Ki Jai. Vishnu Padma Mahamsa Parivara Jagacharya. Vishnu Bhakti Siddhanta Bhakti Ki Jai. And Guru Vaishnava Ki Jai. Namacharya Shivadari Das Ki Jai. Praise Sing Ho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Shri Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakti Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shamakum Ki Jai. Vrindavana Dhamma Ki Jai. Munamai Gangamai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Shivani Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Oh, glorious is the Lord. Glorious is the Lord. Glorious is the Lord. Glorious is the Lord. Lord, spiritual master. And we're ready for service.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Krishna Balaram Jai Giri Govardhan. Jaya Radha Govardhandari Radha Govardhandari Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Govardhandari Radha Govardhandari Shri Radhe. Jaya Shabad Paramahamsa Parivraj Jagata Shri Srimad Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivraj Jagata Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati Goswami Prabhupada Maharaj Ki. Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda Ki. Amachara Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Premskaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki. Shri Shri Radhakrishna Gopinath Shamakund Radhakund Giri Govardhan Ki, Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki, Shri Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki, Ganga Mai Ki, Tulsi Devi Ki, Sambhaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki, Nittai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Prabhupada. Joy, Joy, Sri Chaitanya, Joy Nityananda. Joy Advaita Chandra, Joy Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Joy, Joy, Sri Chaitanya, Joy Nityananda. Joy Advaita Chandra, Joy Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Joy, Joy, Sri Chaitanya, Joy Nityananda. Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So continue with our reading from the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. We're up to the Madhya Leela, chapter 1, the later pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. And this first chapter is a summary of the rest of the Madhya and Antya Leela. So it gives a summary of the different pastimes which Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami will elaborate upon. And we're going from text number 68 today. Uti Mahaprabhu Tanre Chapada Maria. Uti Mahaprabhu Tanre Chapada Maria. Kahite la gila kichu koleti kariya. Kahite la gila kichu kolete kariya. Uti Mahaprabhu Tanre Chapada Maria. Kahite la gila kichu kolete kariya. Uti Mahaprabhu Tanre Chapada Maria. Kahite la gila kichu kolete kariya. Uti Mahaprabhu Tanre Chapada Maria. Kahite la gila kichu kolete kariya. Uti Mahaprabhu Tanre Chapada Maria. Kahite la gila kichu kolete kariya. Uti Mahaprabhu Tanre Chapada Maria. Kahite la gila kichu kolete kariya. Uti Mahaprabhu Tanre Chapada Maria. Kahite la gila kichu kolete kariya. Uti Mahaprabhu Tanre Chapada Maria. Kahite la gila kichu kolete kariya. Do the word for word. Uti, standing up. Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tanre. Unto Rupa Goswami. Chapada Maria. Slapping. Kahite. To say. La Gila. Began. Kichu. Something. Kolete. On the lap. Kariya. Taking. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When Rupa Goswami fell down like a rod, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up and gave him a slap. Then, taking him on his lap, he began to speak to him. Bit of rough love, huh? Text 69, there's no purport for that one. Mora shlokera abhi praya na jane kona jani, mora manira kata tumi janile kamani. Translation: no one knows the purport of my verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. How could you understand my intention? Text number 70. Ita bali tanri bahu prasada kariya swarupa gosanere shloka dekela lana. Saying this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed various benedictions upon Rupa Goswami, and taking the verse, he later showed it to Sarup Goswami. Text number 71. Sarupi puchena prabhu haya vishmite more manera kata rupa janila kimate. Translation: having shown the verse to Sarup Damodar with great wonder, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him how Rupa Goswami could understand the intentions of his mind. Purport: we had the opportunity to receive a similar blessing from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami when we presented an essay at his birthday ceremony. He was so pleased with that essay that he used to call some of his confidential devotees and show it to them. How could we have understood the intentions of Srila Prabhupada? Jai. Om Jnana Trimanandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chaksho Umlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sare Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, the later pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. So, this is a pastime which is elaborated further in the Ancha Leela. And it's it's quite an important pastime with Rupa Goswami and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So at this point of the later pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, he's residing in Jagannath Puri, as Rambaru Mataji was explaining yesterday, that he spent the last 18 years of his earthly pastimes residing in Jagannath Puri and really going very deeply into the Vipralamba Bhav, or the ecstasy of feeling this separation between Radha and Krishna. So he fully absorbed himself in this mood for that 18 years. And he had some of his very intimate associates who were there to help him relish this bhav, this Vipralamba Bhav. Sarup Damodar, Murari Gupta, Sambhav Bhattacharya. When this pastime is taking place, this is just before Rupa Goswami goes to reside permanently in Vrindavan. So Rupa Goswami was very close also with Haridas Thakur, and they had a lot of very intimate, loving exchanges with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would come and visit them every day while Rupa Goswami was residing in Jagannath Puri. So, of course, one of the famous pastimes. So one of the famous pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Jagannath Puri was at the Rath Yatra. So all of his associates from Bengal and Orissa would all gather together for this Rath Yatra festival, which is still going on to this day. I don't know if anyone been to the Rath Yatra in Puri before? You've been in Puri? Anyone else? Yeah, amongst millions of people, isn't it? Like 1 million plus people. And there's more in Kumbh Mela though, isn't there? There's like, how many in Kumbh Mela? Like 10 million or something? Oh, how many? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyone brave enough to do that one, Kumbh Mela? Huh? You've been there? Yeah. You're a braver man than me. I couldn't handle it. Just the thought of the toilets is enough to put me off. I can't stay away. What's that? Well organised, okay. Yeah. Maybe I need your association. We can go together one day. Maybe, yeah. You can be my guide. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was performing his Sankirtan pastimes in Jagannath Puri, especially during the Rath Yatra. So it's explained that in his feelings of ecstasy, he would recite different slokas or verses, and no one could really understand what his intention was or his meaning was when he was reciting these slokas in this mood of deep transcendental ecstasy. So only really Sarup Damodar could understand the mood or the intention of the Lord, and sometimes he would also quote verses to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to deepen his bhav, deepen his ecstasy. That was the intimacy with Sarup Damodar and Lord Chaitanya, that he would be able to accentuate the bhav, or this deep feeling of prem that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was experiencing. But not everybody could understand that. Apart from Rupa Goswami, so this is what we're hearing about today, is that during this Rath Yatra, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was quoting or expressed a shloka, a deep, heartfelt shloka, and Rupa Goswami was in the proximity and could hear this verse that was being spoken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that verse is explained in the Ancha Leela, that specific verse that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was relishing and speaking, expressing this very intimacy between Radha and Krishna. So this is what the verse was that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke. Quote, "That very personality who stole my heart during my youth is now again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of malati flowers is there, and the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover, yet still my mind is not happy here. I'm eager to go back to that place on the bank of the Reva under the Vaitasa tree. That is my desire." So that was the very intimate expression of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feelings. And this is the depth. He was so deeply absorbed in this Vipralamba Bhav, especially in Jagannath Puri. So he was expressing these feelings through these verses from the Shastra. So we know that also in Jagannath Puri is the famous Gambhira room where Lord Chaitanya was residing and was very, very deeply experiencing these feelings, and it was manifesting such deep feelings of bhav that there were extraordinary symptoms on his body that had never been seen before. Like his arms would be elongated sometimes, and sometimes would retract into his body, and he would scratch his face, and as Rambaru Mataji was saying yesterday, that he would scratch away at his chest, knowing that the Krishna was residing within his heart. So he was very, very deeply absorbed in this feeling of love of Godhead. And it's actually, that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came for, is so he could obviously relish that feeling himself, understand the mood of Radharani and the feeling of separation she has towards Krishna, and what is it that's so attractive about Krishna that she finds. So he wanted to experience this. But also, that's explained, that's why he's the most magnanimous incarnation, because he actually came to freely distribute that mood of love of Godhead to everybody, even though in Kali Yuga we're the most fallen and unqualified and undeserving and ungrateful. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, regardless, is freely distributing this love of Godhead and cultivating showing this through his own example, how to cultivate this mood of love of Godhead, this Krishna consciousness. So quite fascinating the more you deliberate on that point about the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So after expressing this verse that we just read, Rupa Goswami, understanding the mood and intention of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also wrote a verse as well, which was very appealing to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the verse that was composed by Rupa Goswami in reply and understanding the intention and mood of Lord Chaitanya, he wrote, quote, "My dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but I would still like to go to the bank of the Yamuna beneath the trees of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of a sweet flute playing the fifth note within that forest of Vrindavan." And it's also explained that this verse is included in Rupa Goswami's book Padyavali. So that's in there. So with this verse, he actually wrote that verse on a palm leaf. Like when we were, Padma Locha and myself, when we were in Jagannath Puri, we found washed up on the beach all these parchments, right? Remember those little parchments that Dylan found on the beach? All these parchments had washed up on the beach, which had been written on them. I think there may have been some astrological parchments, I think I've still got one at home, these parchments that were at that time written upon, and they'll be threaded together. So he wrote that verse on this parchment, and he was staying in an abode with a thatched roof, so he put it in the thatched roof, and then he went out to bathe in the sea. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to visit Rupa Goswami, as he was doing quite regularly. He'd visit all his intimate associates, sometimes Haridas Thakur or Rupa Goswami with Sarupa Damodar, and they would relish Krishna Katha. So he came to visit Rupa Goswami while he was out bathing in the ocean, and he discovered this parchment, and he read that parchment and became very, very pleased. And it's explained in the Ancha-lila that after reading the verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became overwhelmed by ecstatic love at that very time. And then Rupa Goswami returned after finished bathing in the sea, and then he saw that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there at his cottage. And you see this picture here. When he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he fell down in dandavats. The verse yesterday was talking about dandavats, paying one's full obeisances like a rod. So Rupa Goswami, seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reading this verse, paid his obeisances. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as we're hearing today, the Lord lovingly slapped him and sat him on his lap. So a very intimate mood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was expressing, this deep affection he had for Rupa Goswami. And he said to him, my heart is very confidential. How did you know my mind in this way? And after saying this, he very firmly embraced Rupa Goswami. So there's deep affection and love between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rupa Goswami. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the verse, and then he showed it to Sarupa Damodar, who's also a very intimate associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he showed it to him for him to examine. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, how could Rupa Goswami have understood my heart? Sarupa Damodar replied, I can understand that you have already bestowed your causeless mercy upon him. No one could otherwise understand this meaning. I can therefore guess that previously you bestowed upon him your causeless mercy. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied to Sarupa Damodar, Rupa Goswami met me at Prayag. Knowing him to be a suitable person, I naturally bestowed my mercy upon him. I thereupon also bestowed upon him my transcendental potency. Now you should give him instructions, in particular instruct him in the transcendental mellows. Sarupa Damodar also said, as soon as I saw the unique composition of this verse, I could immediately understand that you had bestowed upon him your special mercy. By seeing a result, one can understand the cause of that result. So we can see there that it's through the blessings and mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Rupa Goswami was able to understand his very deep mood and his particular bhav he was experiencing. So it's only, as we're seeing there, it's only through the mercy of the devotees and the Vaishnavas that one can go deeper into their Krishna consciousness. Also, understanding the mood of our own spiritual master as well. I think it's explained that the first-class disciple will always understand what the spiritual master wants before he actually asks for it. Generally, the spiritual master has to ask for something and the disciple will facilitate that, but a very intuitive disciple who's been blessed by the spiritual master and the devotees will understand the needs of the spiritual master and will serve those needs even before the spiritual master asks for that. And of course, that's quite a deep level of realization in Krishna consciousness. And we can even see with Prabhupada that it was quite difficult for some of his disciples to fully understand his mood. And it's explained in the book by Giriraj Maharaj, the Juhu story, how the temple in Juhu was built, called I'll Build You a Temple. And it's a very nice book, worth reading at some point in time. It's all about the whole pastime of how, at that time, the difficulties they went through trying to obtain this land in Juhu and the austerities they had to undergo. And also in that particular book, it was so austere at some times that like Tamal Krishna Maharaj and Shamasundara were trying to convince Prabhupada just to give up on the land. And they were thinking, why is this old man being so stubborn for? Why doesn't he just let go of it and just get somewhere else? It'll be so much easier. But Prabhupada had promised the deities that I'll build you a temple on this land. So that was Prabhupada's conviction to the deities. He'd promised them that I will build you this temple. And his disciples didn't understand that Prabhupada made a vow to the deities, so he had to fulfill that vow no matter what the austerities or difficulties were, that he would do it as his promise to the deities. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj and Shamasundara didn't quite understand that at that point in time. So we can see that that's the depth of Prabhupada's commitment to Krishna, his beloved Lord, that I've promised you this land and I shall give it to you, come hell or high water. So that's the conviction of a self-realized soul, is that whatever it takes, they will make a vow to Krishna and they will fulfill it. So that's very, very deep Krishna conscious conviction and realization. So worth reading. It's a BBT book, the Juhu story, I'll Build You a Temple by Giriraj Maharaj. He's also written another one, Dancing White Elephants, which is about when Prabhupada took all his disciples from the West back into India to spread Krishna consciousness. So he has a lot of nice instructions, and I like reading those books personally because it just gives you a deeper appreciation of Prabhupada's mood and mission, and lots of instructions he gave and how he wanted his society to develop and his expectations of members and followers of ISKCON as well. So well worth reading. My heart is very confidential. How did you know my mind in this way? And it's through the blessings he gave Rupa Goswami. So, moving on further in the Anchalila pastime, so we can deeper appreciate this relationship between Rupa Goswami and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's explained that Rupa Goswami, he had a dream of Satyabhama from Krishna Lila, had appeared to him and wanted him to write a book about these Vrindavan pastimes. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, knowing the mind of Rupa Goswami, had instructed him that don't take Krishna out of Vrindavan. And so he was deliberating about how he should write this book, and then he realized it should be in two different books, one about Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, another one about Krishna's pastimes in Dwarka. So he began to author these books so devotees could relish these different pastimes of Krishna and his different moods in Vrindavan and then in Dwarka. So it's explained that when he was writing his book, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly appeared, and as soon as Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami saw the Lord coming, they both stood up and offered their respectful obeisances to him. And the Lord inquired, "What sort of book are you writing?" And he held up a palm leaf, which was a page of the manuscript. And when he saw the fine handwriting of Rupa Goswami, he was very pleased, and he actually said that the handwriting of Rupa Goswami is just like rows of pearls. So Rupa Goswami was a very prolific author, and some of the books are now available. Like obviously we have Laghu Bhagavatam Rita, the Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, So these books are available so devotees can further relish the writings of Rupa Goswami, which was also deeply appreciated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And while reading the manuscript, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw a verse on that page, and as soon as he read it, he was overwhelmed by ecstatic love. So this is a very famous verse that Rupa Goswami wrote. Quote, I do not know how much nectar the two syllables Krishna have produced. When the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within the mouth. We then desire many, many mouths. When the name enters the holes of the ears, we desire many millions of ears. And when the holy name dances in the courtyard of the heart, it conquers the activities of the mind, and therefore all the senses become inert. A very beautiful poetic verse about the relishment of the holy name, how much nectar the two syllables Krishna have produced. So this is the taste of Krishna consciousness that we're cultivating within ourselves as we can relish the holy names, because as we know, Nija Shava Shaktis, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has invested all of these transcendental potencies within these holy names. So it's Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam, an increasing ocean of nectar to be relished within these holy names. So it's nice that when I was doing the Giriraj Puja this morning, it's nice to hear the offences to be avoided in chanting the holy names, because it's the offences that stop us relishing the nectar of the holy name. So it's nice to meditate on those offences and be conscious to avoid those, especially being offensive towards other devotees, because it's the offences that stop us from tasting Krishna consciousness. And sometimes we find that we come along and we're new devotees and it's very, very ecstatic, and we see all the devotees that they're all from Vaikuntha, and the ecstasy is there, but then we can find over time that we may lose that taste we had or that enthusiasm as new young devotees. And it can be because offences can be contributing towards that. As I say, familiarity breeds contempt. Devotees, we see each other most days of the week, and we learn to see each other, and over time we start maybe not appreciating devotees in the right mentality or consciousness. So we have to check ourselves when we're seeing things in a mundane way, because that's when offences start developing. When I was just in Thailand, actually, we got back a week ago, and you can really see that devotees are very special, actually. They're very, very special people. When you go to places like Bangkok, it's so busy, and there's cars everywhere, and people running around, and it's just all full-on economic development and rush. And people have forgotten about Krishna. We went to a nice place over there called the Ancient City, which is just outside of Bangkok, and a gentleman has private owner. He's maybe about 300 acres of land he's got there, and he's developed it to show as a replica all the famous temples all around Thailand. Just like when we go to, Govardhan Eco Village, they've created a replica of Vrindavan at Govardhan Eco Village. So in a similar way, he got this land and built this place there. I don't know if anyone's been to it before, but of course it's a lot of Buddhist influence there, but there's also Hindu influence. It's quite an interesting place. It's a bit like Malaysia, because you have the influence of Vedic culture there. Like when you go to the airport in Bangkok, there's the pastime of Vasuki, the devotees and the demigods and the demons churning the ocean of Vasuki. So there's various sort of Hindu influences at this ancient city, and they had a replica of the ocean being churned. They had a replica of the Ramayana. That's a big thing in Thailand, is the Ramayana, and beautiful temples over there. We went to one called Wat Po, which has got a Buddha, like a 50-metre long Buddha lying on his side. I don't know, it must be like 20 metres high. It's quite fascinating. But and there are lots of Buddhist monks over there, but you can see that devotees are very, very special because a lot of that culture has been forgotten even in Thailand. The gentleman who cultivated that replica ancient city, when I was reading about him, he passed away in the early 2000s and he'd been cultivating it since the 1960s, but he'd done that because he could see that the culture of Thailand was being forgotten over time, so he wanted to be something to preserve this ancient culture that was there. So we can see in Thailand the culture is being forgotten, and it's very important that devotees understand and appreciate each other, because it's actually very, very rare to someone to take to Krishna consciousness and practice it in the association of other Vaishnavas. So I was appreciating that when I was over there, that devotees are very, very special, and we definitely shouldn't take devotee association for granted. Very special souls, actually. So there's a nice, I won't read the purport because we're running out of time, but we'll continue on with this pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rupa Goswami. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted this verse, Haridas Thakur, upon hearing the vibration, became jubilant and began dancing and praising its meaning. One has to learn about the beauty and transcendental position of the holy name of the Lord by hearing the revealed scriptures from the mouths of devotees. Nowhere else can we hear of the sweetness of the Lord's holy name. We'll continue onwards. So this is not a few days after that pastime took place, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was relishing this verse composed by Rupa Goswami. So later on, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Swarup Damodar, we'll get to this one, and Swarup Damodar, they were with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then they were going to visit Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur. And when they saw these intimate associates of Lord Chaitanya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approaching, they both fell down in full dandavats. And Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was seated on an elevated place, they sat down on a lower level to show their respect for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And even though the devotees there were saying, "Oh no, you should sit on the same level," they were, out of their humility, they opted not to do that. And then the pastime continues onward, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Rupa Goswami to read the verse they'd previously heard. But Rupa Goswami, out of great shyness, did not read it, but instead remained silent. So we can see Rupa Goswami had a lot of wonderful qualities, that he wasn't proud at all, and even though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was requesting, "Oh, can you recite that verse?" And out of his shyness, and because he was in such wonderful association with very intimate associates of Lord Chaitanya, he didn't want to do that. So Swarup Damodar recited the verse, and all the devotees heard it, and their minds were struck with wonder. So that same verse was read by Swarup Damodar. And after hearing this verse, Ramananda Roy and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, "Without your special mercy, how could Rupa Goswami have understood your mind?" Ramananda Roy admitted that previously Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had empowered his heart so he could express elevated and conclusive statements to which even Lord Brahma has no access. Had you not previously bestowed your mercy on him, they said, it would not have been possible for him to express your internal feelings. And there's a nice purport here that Prabhupada writes that devotees acknowledge Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's special mercy upon Rupa Goswami in the following words: Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shkapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swabadantikam. When will Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within this material world the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, give me shelter under his lotus feet? The special function of Sri Rupa Goswami is to establish the feelings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These feelings are his desires that his special mercy be spread throughout the world in this Kali Yuga. Kritiviti acha yata nagaradi gram savatra prachara hoiba mora nam. His desire is that all over the world, everyone in every village and every town know of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Sankirtan movement. These are the inner feelings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Rupa Goswami committed to writing all these feelings of the Lord. Now again, by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the same feelings are being spread all over the world by the servants of the Goswamis. And devotees who are pure and simple will appreciate this attempt. As concluded by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, however, those who are on the level of hogs and dogs will never appreciate such a great attempt. Yet this does not matter to the preachers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cult, for all over the world they will continue to perform this responsible work, even though persons who are like cats and dogs do not appreciate them. There we can see there that Prabhupada makes the point that that's a special mission of Rupa Goswami, is to establish the feelings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he understood his intentions and his mood. So the pastime continues further in the Yancha Leela as well, which is quite ecstatic. But also in the purport we read today, Prabhupada did make that comment that we had the opportunity to receive a similar blessing from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami when we presented an essay at his birthday ceremony. He was so pleased with that essay that he used to call some of his confidential devotees and show it to them. And Prabhupada says, how could we have understood the intentions of Srila Prabhupada? So we know that Prabhupada did get special mercy from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur after their first meeting on that rooftop in Kolkata, 1922, which ISKCON is now owns that land and they're developing that particular area in Kolkata, making it into a theatre where Srila Prabhupada first met a spiritual master and received those instructions to preach Krishna consciousness in English to the Western countries. So that famous verse, or Vyasa Puja homage, Prabhupada wrote in 1936. I thought maybe we could read that to meditate on it, because Prabhupada is referring to it in his purport. So this is what Prabhupada wrote. And this was well relished by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who requested it be published in the Gaudiya Mat publication at the time called The Harmonist. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur recognised the ability of Srila Prabhupada's writing skills. So this is the Vyasa Puja offering. Adore, adore, adore ye all the happy day, blessed than heaven, sweeter than May, when he appeared at Puri, the holy place, my Lord and Master, his divine grace. O my Master, the evangelic angel, give us thy light, light up thy candle. Struggle for existence, a human race, the only hope, his divine grace. Misled we are, all going astray. Save us, Lord, our fervent prayer. Wonder thy ways to turn our face. Adore thy feet, your divine grace. Forgotten Krishna, we fallen souls, paying most heavy the illusion's toll. Darkness around, all untrace, the only hope is divine grace. Message of service thou hast brought, a healthful life as Chaitanya wrought. Unknown to all is full of grace, that's your gift, your divine grace. Absolute as sentient thou hast proved, and personal calamity thou hast moved. This gives us a life anew and fresh, worship thy feet, your divine grace. Had you not come who had told the message of Krishna, forceful and bold, that's your right, you have the mace, save me of fallen, your divine grace. The line of service as drawn by you is pleasing and healthy like morning dew, the oldest of all but in new dress, miracle done, your divine grace. And there is more to that Vyasa Puja homage, but that was a poem that was wonderfully penned by our Srila Prabhupada to his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati particularly appreciated that stanza, absolute as sentient thou hast proved, impersonal calamity thou hast moved. Because that was the mood of especially Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and the Acharyas, is to establish that the absolute truth is sentient, is a personality, that the absolute truth is not impersonal. So impersonal calamity thou hast moved. So that was one of the big preaching endeavours of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, is to establish Krishna's tu Bhagavan Swayam, that the absolute truth is sentient, God is a person, God is not impersonal. In fact, we read in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that was one of the greatest offences that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't like, especially when Advaita Acharya began preaching Mayavad philosophy, because he was not liking the way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was treating him as a senior. So he devised a plan that he would be chastised and treated as a subservient to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he began preaching Mayavad philosophy, even though Advaita Acharya is Mahavishnu, an incarnation, an expansion of Krishna himself. He began preaching this Mayavad impersonal philosophy, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began beating him up. Became very angry at him. You can see sometimes Rupa Goswami likes to give his devotees a bit of a slap sometimes. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very angry because that was very, very offensive. That to say that the absolute truth doesn't have a form, doesn't have senses, doesn't have pastimes. That's not the Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. And we can see that this impersonalism and Mayavad philosophy is so prevalent now in this day and age that generally people on a spiritual path, not just within India, but in the West as well, it always ends up in some form of impersonalism, or thinking that I am God, you are God, we're all God. And this is another illusion, actually. The Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy helps us understand Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva, that simultaneously we're one but different from God. So qualitatively we're the same, we're eternal, we're full of knowledge and full of bliss, but qualitatively we're just a minute fragment of Krishna. We're a very small tatastha, marginal potency, expansion of Krishna's energy. So the Vaishnava Acharyas very firmly established this point, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself says, Jiva Rasarupoi Krishna Nichadas, that we're all eternal parts and parcels in a mood of service to Krishna. So that's the correct understanding of transcendence. So all of these wonderful books established it philosophically and theologically quite clearly, the Vaishnava Siddhanta. So Rupa Goswami, we're very indebted towards him for his contribution to the Vaishnava literatures, and we can relish these today. So we'll stop there, because it's 8:30 and Prasadam's almost ready. Does anybody have a quick question or point or anything someone would like to make? Gopa, or just Gopa Mataji?
Do you know the name of the album that song was on? I remember we used to play it a lot in the 80s. Adore, adore, la 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 la.
It's not the Changing Bodies one, is it? By Michael Cassidy, is it his one? Can't say, it's before my time.
Yeah.
Mangalananda? Yeah.
So it's called Mangalananda.
Is that what it's called, the album? Oh, that's his name.
That's the name of the artist?
Wasn't it called Changing Bodies or something, that album?
Changing Bodies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Golden Avatar. That's the name of the
Golden
album.
Avatar. Okay, thank you.
That's a blast from the past. You had a question, Sringakavacha Prabhu? Sure.
Yeah, last year I had the good fortune to go to the Altadanga project, and it's extraordinary. It's just so...
Govardhan Eco Village?
No, Altadanga
Altadanga.
in Calcutta.
Okay.
That's where
Sure.
Prabhupada met Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. The place has been fully renovated, and they've got many pictures from the era, and like all the rooms there, they've got a small deity room with the deities that were, I believe they're the same deities that were worshipped there at the time. But it's just such an extraordinary place, because you go there and you really get the sense of the exchange between Prabhupada and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. I encourage everyone to go there. It's just, because the devotee who manages, he was, come on, you got to come. And I was like, yeah, okay. And finally I went there, and I was just like blown away by how much of a significant theatre it is. It's really impressive.
Yeah, very nice. You have to put it on our, next time we go to India, Padma, we have to check it out, eh? But,
Hare Krishna. I just want to comment on Juhu Temple, because that's a grand temple to visit too. I'm really glad that Srila Prabhupada made that endeavours to get that temple there. It's a really special temple.
You've read the book of Buju Temple?
I've got it, and I'm slowly reading it.
Yeah, your level of appreciation will go to a next level by reading that book, just to see what they went through to get it.
Well, my daughter actually helped with it, because Giriraj Maharaj was there, and he was collecting all his old paperwork, and she was there. She was the one that was photocopying it all and getting it for him. Yeah,
it's a very important, these books are important.
a very minute part she was doing.
Yeah, well, they're important historical record of how ISKCON was established, especially in India at the time. So they're very important books, actually, part of our heritage. Yeah.
I just have a question with that comment that Sringakavacha made. Can you explain how those places where a pastime has happened, how it has such an effect on you, and how important it is to go and visit?
Well, it says that in the Shastra that any place where like a transcendental dialogue has taken place, then it's that area is infused with a special transcendental potency. So there's a special Shakti there when two great souls meet, and there's a special discussion there. It's like when you go to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house across the road from the river, from the Jalangi, and that's where it was a Gorkha Das Babaji used to meet there, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur was there, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was there, and the discuss and meet these things. So you can feel the special Shakti there that these great souls have chanted together and discussed Krishna Katha. So it's purified that whole area. So especially Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Prabhupada, and from that meeting, such a profound change in the world took place. So it's a very powerful place, and imbued with a special Shakti. Anything else you'd add to that, Nishinka Vacha Prabhu? The Tirtha,
They become tirthas, and tirthas are like the lotus.
All right. Hare Krishna, all glories to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Rupa Goswami Ki Jai, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Ki Jai, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Nantakoti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai, Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. That's a nice one. Yeah, nice past on that one.
Well, just that the instructions are really well, the Prabhupada was quite powerful. And the true conclusion in that whole pastime is the mind. That's the only problem. If you conquer the mind, I've got to exercise, I've got to stretch. So yeah, the mind's the big thing, and association of devotees. Without the association of devotees, you're never going to understand this philosophy. Just studying the scriptures ain't going to do it. It's really powerful. But just, you know, because Rahugana's, you know, given his version, basically Judge Vargas